Whoever at the Pokemon company that thought that this is a good idea, I want to thank them. Hey everyone, it's me Joji, and yes, today we are going to be taking a look at the EX battle deck for Chien-Pao EX. Honestly, I really want to thank whoever thought that this was a good idea, because it is an amazing idea. This card, if you don't know, is really good in the meta right now. Chien-Pao EX paired with things like maybe Palkia, Blastoise VMAX, or whatever other VMAX, VSTAR Pokemon you want to pair it with that runs water is a perfect choice to pair with Chien-Pao EX. And honestly, again, I want to thank whoever decided this was a good idea, because it was an amazing idea. Give that person a raise. But I do want to say, unfortunately, if we take a look on the side here, we don't get a lot of high numbers for, specifically Chien-Pao EX. Most of these decks that you see around in the meta are going to be running maybe 2 to 3 of Chien-Pao EX, so you're going to have to buy a few more if you want to actually make this competitive. But because this is now coming out as a EX battle deck, we can expect the prices of these to actually be lower. So the barrier of entry is actually going to go down for a really good meta deck right now. But let's see what we won't have to buy by checking out the content of this deck right now. Okay, so starting off, this is going to be the playmat you get, and honestly, this is a cooler design than the previous one in my opinion. This Ice Shatter here with this Psychic looks really cool. And if we look at the other side, upside down, we get the Ice Shatter up here. I wish it didn't have this, information. It is, of course, meant for beginners, so it's necessary to have all these little instructions here. But overall, this is a really cool design if you wanted to just, keep it this on your own. But speaking of other things you may want to keep or maybe just throw away, we do get some information on how to play the deck in the form of this little informational pamphlet here. Plus, if you do get the Tinkaton, it will just be the same but opposite side, which we will cover in a later video. So keep that in mind. Maybe you want to get subscribed so you don't miss that one. We do get some quick rules. Of course, we do get the full main rules and some damage counters. Some just, regular cardboard ones to start off with. You don't want to spend too much in your beginning. But of course, we do get things like this giant EX coin, which to my disappointment is just an EX coin. Nothing special about this one, although when I look at it through the camera, maybe it's just my sunglasses, but it does have a bit of a hue to it. Maybe it does. You know what? To me, I think it actually does have a greenish hue compared to the one from the Lucario and Ampharos ones. It's not bad. Although I do wish it had maybe Chien-Pao on it. That would have been really cool. But you just go with the basic EX on there. Speaking of Chien-Pao, we do get this Chien-Pao EX here. Let's get a good close look at it. This is going to be a promo card, Chien-Pao EX. Of course, it is no different from the regular one that we get from Paldea Evolved. So if you get that one or this one, you'll be fine. But of course, if you're actually planning on playing in a tournament, you do have to specify if it's the promo or the Paldea Evolved version in your deck sheet when you turn that in. So we get that. We will also show these code cards in every one of these EX battle deck openings. Let's wait on that. We do get, honestly, again, an amazing deck box with an amazing art there. I really like this Ice Shatter that they have on this deck box. It is really cool. And I really wish maybe that this mat was a little bit cooler without those informations on the other side, just to keep, But overall, we'll take a look at the inside of this in a second. Let's show off that code card so you can try out this deck online. Here it is. Of course, it will give you this whole deck, and we'll see what cards there are in it in a second. Okay, let's take a look at the content of this deck. Of course, we did see the Chien-Pao EX going on. We do have a 3-3-2 line of Frigibax, Archibax, and Baxcalibur. Now, what Baxcalibur does is it's going to be your energy engine, Using Super Cold, you're going to be able to move your basic water energies onto your Pokemon from your hand as often as you like. So of course, using this, you can power up your Chien-Pao to hit those high numbers. And of course, Chien-Pao's ability, Shivery Chill, lets you grab 2 basic water energy from your deck, essentially thinning your deck for you and making it easier to grab cards that you'll need later on. But of course, we're going to be running more of these, as you'll see in the upgrade later. Let's move on to our other Pokemon, which, to be fair, I feel like we're going to probably get rid of a lot of these. We have, of course, a 3-2 line of Meryl Azumarill, which honestly, it's a decent attacker with Bubble Drain doing 50, being able to heal damage to this Pokemon, and then Slam doing 100 times the amount of coins you get heads for. But I don't know how I feel. Head coin flips, unless it's Ambipom, which does a ton of damage and has a really good ability. I don't know about this one. Moving on, we have a 3-2 line of Weezil Float Seal, which might be cut in my opinion. Maybe if you're strapped for cash, maybe don't get rid of it. But Hydro Pump does 50 plus 20 more for each water energy attached to it. Specifically it. So you'll have to load up a lot of this, at least 2 of course, right? So it'll be doing 90 at least. Going on to our 2 line of Delibird, which is probably there, you know, for the double draw, letting you draw 2 cards. Nothing else, not a good attacker, but a good ability for an attack for a starter deck. And then Bruxish, which honestly is a bit better with Vivid Charge, letting you grab 3 energy from your deck and putting it into your hand. But of course, you're ending your turn, so you're prone to getting hit by an Iono and essentially getting that energy put back into your deck. So I don't know how I feel about that. So honestly, these cards, this is probably what you're going to keep. Most likely removing the Archibald. Unfortunately, that's a lot of cards to lose on an upgrade, but as it stands, it's probably the best way to upgrade, and we're going to try to find a way to make it as easy as possible and as budget friendly as possible to get that upgrade done. But let's move on to some of the trainer cards, specifically some supporters like Lamona, which we will cut, honestly. Nemona and all the other draw 3 cards are very cuttable from any deck, honestly. Youngster, honestly, not a bad choice when it comes to beginner decks. Shuffling and being able to draw 5 new cards is a great ability to have. And then we have Jacques, which it's great in this case where you have a lot of evolution Pokemon, but there are better ways to get your Pokemon without having to burn a supporter card for the turn, maybe using some Ultra Balls. We'll see what we decide on later. Speaking of those item cards, we are going to be running, or getting, I guess in this case, 4 Great Balls. Not a bad choice. I always don't understand why don't give us instead Ultra Balls, which is probably the better choice, or maybe even more Nest Balls. But of course, speaking of Nest Balls, they do give us at least 2 Nest Ball, which is great, but not the best. I would love more than this. But we do also get some Poke Gear if you want to grab those Nemona, Youngster, or whatever you decide to put into the deck. We have 2 switches. This, of course, switch your Pokemon, right not? Energy Retrieval, which is good, but there is a superior version of it that we will probably be putting into this deck instead. And finally, our last item card is a PAL Pad, which is really good in my opinion, but not so much in this deck, although it is a small amount. We'll probably have some better cards to put in there. But speaking of the last cards, or I guess better cards, we need this energy. This is a very better card to have in this deck. But they give you 18, which honestly, that's the code card. You already showed that. Honestly, 18 is a little too much. I would say maybe even dropping it down to 16 or 14 is fine. But 18 is a little high in my opinion. But that is the deck as it is currently. Of course, we are going to upgrade this at a budget-friendly manner. So let's get to it. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the upgraded version of this Chien-Pao. So obviously we have to increase the number of Chien-Pao we are running. And unfortunately, this is going to be a hefty price on these Chien-Paos. At the moment, each one goes for about $6. So it is going to hurt to get this up to 3, but I do definitely recommend going to 3. That's going to be very important. Now, next Pokemon is going to be Palkia V and Palkia VSTAR. Now, its Star Portal is a really good ability to have in this deck, allowing you to use it and put more energy onto your Pokemon on your turn and do more damage that way. And also, we will find a way to get this obviously budget friendly. As it'll stand, you'll see the price being pretty high towards the end of this video, but of course there is a way to lower that amount, I'd say considerably if you're starting off. We are changing it up. Instead of having the Archbax at all, we are moving into a 303 Frigibax Baxcalibur line. Now, the reason we do that is we don't want to have that extra turn just to get into an Archbax and then into a Baxcalibur. It's better to do something like Rare Candy into these Baxcaliburs. So a 3-3 line is perfect in my opinion. If you're starting off, that's a great way to go with. Now for our last Pokemon, we are going to be running a Radiant Greninja. Perfect card to have in this deck. Its Moonlight Shuriken doing 9 to 2 different Pokemon is a great addition. Although I would love to have more Pokemon, maybe a Manaphy to prevent knockouts on the Frigibax, or even maybe the Radiant Greninja. You know, the counter, sorry, not the counter, the mirror matchup where you're running into a Radiant Greninja. I felt like for beginners, you may want to just focus on attacking as much as possible instead of having to worry when to put out that Manaphy. There are a lot of cases where you will want to, but in this upgrade, we're going to leave it out. But again, that's going to be an option for you if you do want to upgrade it that way. Now let's move on to the bulk of the deck. Is going to be the supporter items and all the Poke Tools, all the stuff that's going to go into this deck. First off, we're going to have a 4 line of Irida. Irida is very important with its ability to search up any water Pokemon and an item. So you can get, let's say you have a Frigibax, and you, next turn you can use Irida to get your Rare Candy and that Baxcalibur. Or maybe it's your first turn and you need to set up Pokemon, you can get a water Pokemon and a battle VIP pass, which we will see in a second actually. Alright, let's move on to our other supporters. We're going to have 1 Boss's Orders, 1 Avery, and 1 Iono. A little bit more conservative when it comes to the supporters in this deck. There's only going to be 7 total, but that's fine because we are going to be focusing on item cards to help us set up. Speaking of which, Battle VIP Pass. As we mentioned, great combination with Irida to be able to set up your Pokemon fairly quickly with having 4 of these in the deck. We're also going to have 4 superior energy retrievals. Now, the deck did come with the regular energy retrieval, but this one is superior. It's in the name. But obviously, we're going to be using this to, let's say we attack with Chien-Pao. Next turn, we can grab back all that energy using these superior energy retrievals. Moving on, we have 4 cross switchers. This is sort of, I'd say, if you haven't already realized it, it's a mishmash of, honestly, Palkia VSTAR and Chien-Pao. Essentially, Chien-Pao came in, became the headliner of the Palkia VSTAR decks. And that's why we run the cross switchers, because again, you have Irida, you can grab it with that. And honestly, you're gonna find 2 of these fairly easily when you're playing this deck. Moving on, we have Ultra Balls to grab some Pokemon that way, plus the 2 Nest Balls that were included in this deck, followed by those rare candies we did mention earlier, of course to use on Baxcalibur, not other Pokemon really to use them on. Moving on, switches that were included. Then we have 2 Canceling Clones. Now this is good for the rarer match. As I mentioned, people are going to be running Manaphy mostly in this deck, so again, if you want to put that in, if you can get rid of one of these. But this is going to be able to stop the effect on that Manaphy if it's in the active. So keep that in mind, it has to be in the active for it to cancel the effect. But a good way to, be able to hit around those Manaphy's with the Radiant Greninja. Then we have one Lost Vacuum, one Hisuian Heavy Ball, one Super Rod, the included PAL Pad, and then our stadium is going to be Skate Park. Now, this is a really good card in my opinion for this deck because when you retreat, instead of discarding your energy, you're actually putting it back into your hand. So let's say they don't knock out your Chien-Pao, you can retreat it for a healthier Chien-Pao and then use the energy that went back into your hand to power it up with the Baxcalibur. So really good stadium in my opinion. And because it uses energy, we're going to be running, I'd say, a bit more conservatively when it comes to the energy. This is only going to be 10 total energy that we're going to be running in this deck. Not a lot than the 18 that it started with. Honestly, you can maybe go up to 12, but I think having it at 10 is a good spot. Now, I do want to cut in here real quick and mention that, as I said earlier, this is sort of a mishmash of the Palkia VSTAR deck and the Chien-Pao. So, to be fair, you can get both of these as pre-constructed decks, and you can actually combine them and save yourself a bit of money if you do it that way. Because as you saw at the very end, the total was about $35 just to get the cards alone. But if you buy the League Battle deck for Palkia VSTAR, which includes a lot of these cards already, and you can get it at about $15, you're actually saving yourself about $5 that you would have spent on getting those cards anyways. So as a suggestion, I would suggest maybe getting the pre-constructed Palkia VSTAR deck and also Chien-Pao EX before just buying out all the cards that you need to get this upgrade. Overall, I think it's a pretty good deck. The only other inclusion I would put into this is, of course, like I mentioned, that Manaphy is a good option. You can maybe get rid of one of the canceling clones because this is sometimes very specific to mirror matches, or maybe you're running into something that's squishy. Maybe they'll have a Manaphy, something like a Lost Box. If they expect that you might use the Radiant Greninja to attack with, we'll put that Manaphy up. But again, you have to put it into the active in order to use the canceling clone. So have your cross switchers ready, have your boss's order ready. And with that, let's go ahead and get into a game and test this deck out. We won the coin flip, so let's go first. Hopefully we can get some Battle VIP Pass cards at the beginning and maybe an Irida to follow up with. Ooh, okay, we do get the Battle VIP Pass. We could grab Chien-Pao and then switch it in and then thin out our deck with its Shivery Chill. And then obviously with the concealed cards as well. What do we do first? Ooh, this might be sort of a mirror match. I'm gonna put a Palkia. No, let's Battle VIP Pass first. Grab that. Frigibax is a good idea. And now we can conceal oh, actually, switch in Chien-Pao. Attach. And now I keep doing this wrong. Shivery Chill to thin out our energy from the deck. So it makes it more likely for us to draw something other than energy. Let's see here. What are we getting? We still got an energy. Okay. What do we have? Okay, we have a Baxcalibur there. That's not good. We also have an Irida. I don't like that, but we're just gonna have to pass here. Hope that our next turn we get an Irida. Right now we're pretty set up. Okay, let's see how quickly they can set up their Chien-Pao. Alright. Concealed cards. Ultra Ball. As long as they're not able to get the Chien-Pao into play. Actually, I kind of hope that they do, so we can knock it out. But if they're not able to set anything else up, that's actually better for us. You know what? If they don't put up a mana fee, and we're able to power it up in time, we could get Radiant Greninja to knock out their Frigibax if they don't have a mana fee. It all depends if they have a mana fee. Oh, what are they grabbing? Okay, that's fine. Okay. Lost Vacuum, not important right now. We need to get it out of the active. Let's put this up. We're going to grab Baxcalibur and Rare Candy. Oh, come on. Oh, that was a good mirror match too. Okay, so we're going first. Hopefully we have a good starting hand. Let's see here. Actually not bad. We do have Chien-Pao. We don't have any supporters yet. But maybe we can get something off of a Greninja. I think we're in a good spot. Ooh, Mew. Okay. Oh, we got 2 Battle VIP Pass. That's wonderful. Let's put these up. And then we're gonna grab another Chien-Pao. Do we grab another Frigibax out of safety? They can't attack us this next turn. So I think I'm just gonna go with the Palkia. Alright, Shiver Chill. 1, 2. I'm not gonna play this just yet because they could counter Stadium early. Ooh. Oh, we are stacked right now. This is a good hand. I'm gonna pass and hope that they get something. Well, I guess not something, but get their Mew stuck in the active somehow. I don't think it's gonna happen. They're probably gonna switch into maybe Meloetta or I don't know, what is it? Genesect? I was gonna say Greninja because I was looking at my Greninja, but a Genesect maybe. Let's see. No way. Okay. I was wondering if they have Battle VIP Pass. Okay, let's see if they give us the Meloetta instead. There's the Lesser Sparkle. They could Psychic Leap. Oh, I guess they should have waited to, you know, maybe put it onto here. They could have gotten close to knockout, to be fair. Probably going to see another Battle VIP Pass here. I would put another one, yep, okay. Maybe another 2 Greninja. Ooh, or Choreo, okay. Lessening damage. That's fine for us because either way... I guess no, we could have knocked it out without it, but either way for the Genesects, we can just knock them out with 4 required anyways. These we can knock out with 3. Oh my gosh, they're getting so many heads off these Cramorants, or Cramomatics. But that is 3 now that they've used, right? Which is good. They're burning through their Cramomatics. I can see a switch coming up. Just so it doesn't get knocked out. If we get a boss, that would be wonderful. Or even cross switchers. Double cross switchers would be good too. Ultra Ball, okay. Are they gonna set up the... Actually, it's surprising that they didn't hold on to the path. Because I can set up more Shivery Chill that way. Very interesting. Okay, here's the switch. Giving us Genesect, okay. So if we get a boss, that would be great to slow them down. Or a second cross switcher. One of the two. First, Shivery Chill. 1, 2. Evolve that. We can put attach, retreat, and they'll go back into my hand. So I think I will do that. Plus it helps me thin out my deck more. Just in case we can get something off this Greninja. Okay, let's see. Do we get a boss or another cross switcher? Oh, wait. We can use Irida to get our second cross switcher. We're gonna actually grab Palkia too. Oh wait, did we already have Palkia? Oh, I'm silly. Cross switcher. Grab up this Mew. I hope they don't concede. Could we attack with Palkia instead? Let's see. Is that a better idea? 60 times 20 for each one. We have 4, 9. It's 181 minus 20 from this, right? Which is 160. Yeah, 160. 220. I think I will. How many do I have in the discard? 2? I think I will. Alright. Star Portal. Put these 2 up to here. And then I'm going to use Baxcalibur to just set up our Chien-Paos. You know what? I might even set up our Greninja too. Can I hit these? Well, the damage will be lessened because of OHKO. But, you know, just having it there is fine. Alright, 220. South Space Swell. In a good spot. Oh, that is perfect. Now, if they're not running DTE, we get the second cross switchers. Okay, I didn't even know they were both prized. Should have checked. Okay, they're going into the Mew. We need to hit 6 total, I think, to knock this out. Because of the OHKO. Yeah, I think so. Let's see, do they have a DTE? They have to, right? They have to be running DTEs. And not just pure fusion energy. That'd be a little crazy. Okay. Yeah, they're very lacking in draw support here right now. Oh, there's the concede. Oh, that was such a good start too. Oh man, that was great. And so that was Chien-Pao EX. Honestly, it's a good card. You should try it out. It's a really good tier deck. I'd say it's probably close to top tier. It's not there though, but still worth trying out, especially if you're going to be running it with the Palkia. And easy upgrade, to be honest, getting the Palkia League battle deck plus the Chien-Pao EX battle deck and combining them to make this amazing deck. And plus, as I mentioned, it will save you if you're trying to budget for this deck upgrade. But of course, let me know what you think about it down in the comments. Are you going to be doing this upgrade? Or is there some other cards that you would put in other than the ones I mentioned? I did of course say maybe think of Manaphy, but let me know what other cards you would put into this deck to make it even better. Anyways guys, as always, stay safe and thanks for watching.